What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining me on D's Analysis. Today we're going to be looking at MicroStrategy. In today's video, we're going to be talking about MNAV, how much Bitcoin MicroStrategy holds, possible price targets depending on where Bitcoin moves. If you guys are interested in this content, you can hit the playlist at the end of the video and find more videos on MicroStrategy similar to this. MicroStrategy has something called an MNAV. It's a multiple net asset value, which is currently sitting at 1.8% or 1.8x. And pretty much as Bitcoin increases, MicroStrategy, since they hold 500,000 Bitcoin, not $500,000, 500,000 Bitcoin. They own, I believe, 2% of the entire supply of Bitcoin, which is insane. So as Bitcoin increases in value, the MNAV of MicroStrategy will also increase. So you can even see, I'll pull up a chart later, but you can see these candles as they start to move up, they start getting larger and larger, and the moves start moving up higher and higher quicker. And you can see they start gapping up consistently. That's because the MNAV starts kicking up and the multiplier starts going. So when Bitcoin's going up 10% and the MNAV's at 2%, MicroStrategy is going up 20%, which is insane. And then it's the compounding effect too. So it really gets crazy. You can see these candles start just getting bigger and bigger. And this is on the log scale. So this is all these moves are relative to each other. So you can see these moves start getting bigger and bigger until you get that crazy blow off top. I mean, you can look at the gap up here is insane. Gap up here is insane. And then you can see the volatility increases to insane levels. So that's what happens with the MNAV. I think the MNAV pushed up to like 2.5, 2.7 at this blow off top, almost like closer to a 3% or 3 times, which is crazy to believe. I think I remember seeing MicroStrategy have like a 20% day or 15% day, something insane. Let me see. I think it was one of these. So if you go from the close down here on this day, from the close down here on this day to the top here, it's a 25% move, 26% move. From the close of this day, then you opened up 10% and then you pushed up to 26%. And it was all the way up to 30% in one day. That's what happens when the MNAV starts multiplying at a fast pace. Currently, the MNAV's at 1.8, but as Bitcoin goes down, it's going to drag MicroStrategy through the dirt. MicroStrategy is going to go down much harder than Bitcoin, but that's what it's designed to do. It's a derivative of Bitcoin. So you can't freak out when stuff like this happens because this is essentially what you signed up for. The volatility is what makes you money, but it also loses you money. And we'll compare Bitcoin prices to MicroStrategy prices in certain time frames and see what those prices actually look like. The multiple versus each other. So we'll compare MicroStrategy here, or actually we'll go Bitcoin first. So we'll go from September 9th. It was at 54,000. And then you go out to, we'll just stop here, about 80% here. November 18th. So 10 weeks. And we're going to take the same 10 weeks and we're going to go on MSTR and see what that turned out to be. An 80% move on Bitcoin. And we're going to November 18th, correct? So that would be right here. That's 260%. And at some point with the blow off top, I gotta move my screen up. All right, here we go. It was over 300%, which is insane. 365%. And then it ended up closing up 260%. So 80% got you 360% and closed at 262. That's insane. So the MNAV was a 2 point something, but as you can see, it actually ends up being even more than that. That ends up being a 3.2x. The MNAV wasn't even at a 3 at the time. And look at the multiplier that you get here. So as you can see, MicroStrategy has some insane moves. So once it really gets going, it's gonna be fun to watch for sure. So let's do a hypothetical, another 80% move on Bitcoin, and let's see where that would take us on Bitcoin and where that would take us on MicroStrategy. Hypothetically, this is just for fun. This is not gonna be accurate. We'll see what happens, right? Don't quote me on any of this, but let's say from the bottom, just to get an idea. So let's say we ran 80%, just like we did last time. 80%. It puts us at about 150,000, roughly. And then we go on to MicroStrategy, and we'll use the same multiple, 3.2. So we'll multiply that, 3.2, and we'll just increase MicroStrategy by 300, roughly 300%. So if we were to gain 260%, that would put us around $900. And if we got that 300% move, I think it was up to like 360, you're looking at $1,100. That's just from that one move. I mean, like I said, that was 10 weeks. I mean, that's insane. Imagine we have the rest of the year. So that could be one move, bounce off this channel and keep moving. Who knows what's going to happen? I do know for sure when Bitcoin ends up finishing its cycle, because it's usually 3 years up, 1 year down. So when we do get that bear market year, MicroStrategy is going to probably be hit very hard. So that's something to take into consideration, but it can be a great investment vehicle. So just use it wisely. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoy this content, click the link in the description for more content similar to this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think, what your price targets are, if I'm crazy or not. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.